When I first started teaching for YouthBuild Charter School of California, I chose to teach for YouthBuild because I saw that project-based learning was the best way to approach young people, especially young people that we work with, youth ages 16 to 24. It gets them really engaged about knowing not only the content, but also really learning about their community and the ways in which they can impact their community through service projects or just community action projects like we do here at YouthBuild Charter School. So one of my favorite projects that I've done with young people here at Compton YouthBuild was actually working with them to fix one of our nearby pocket parks. That process took a long time, and it included getting them engaged with not only our city council, but also with our state assembly member to be able to move forward with that project. We also brought in one of our community partners, Tree People, to support with teaching the young people about the importance of beautifying their community and how the impact of planting trees can change in which the environment in which they live in. It was one of my favorite projects because we were able to move a group of young people from just an idea of a thought of what they wanted to see in their community to actually having be done here in their community to do a lasting impact for their community. YouthBuild Charter School works with the young people and meets them where they're at. We know that many of our young people, by the time that they reach us, have had different experiences, good experiences, bad experiences, experiences that have pushed them to their limits. So when they get here, our young people sometimes are angry, sometimes are sad, depressed, lost. So what we do is we work with them to help them find their way. Sometimes they already know what they want to do. They just need guidance and support and coaching for it. While other times they need a full-fledged group of support, not only from us as the staff members, as teachers, but also their fellow young people that are going through the same things. Some of them older that have gone through the same thing as they have, some of them younger that have gone through the same thing or are going through the same thing that they're currently going through. The goal is always that by the time that they finish with YouthBuild Charter School is that not only have they earned their high school diploma, but also have picked up on those skills and those things that they need for them to continue to succeed in their life. Because ultimately, we know that here, the work that we do with them is ultimately to help them grow as a human being. See them as a human being, not just as a number, not just as a person that has had all these previous experiences before they get here, but as a person that has the possibility and the potential to succeed in whatever else they want to do in their life. And we hope that within our school, YouthBuild Charter School, they can actually do that. Our young people do mental toughness. It's an orientation to support young people in really finding their place within a site. It's a process that every site throughout our YouthBuild network, which expands not only the United States, but other parts of the world, they go through it. It is a part of making sure that when you are here, when you join YouthBuild, you understand that you're a part of a group of young people that are also going through the same things as you are. That you're not alone in this process. You're not alone in this journey of really trying to figure out what's next. With an orientation, mental toughness orientation is really getting your mindset into this idea of, okay, we got to figure out what's next. We got to do whatever else is next. And yes, society can push us in a certain way, but our hope is that through mental toughness orientation, you figure out your own way. And hopefully with our staff, our teachers, other young people, you can create that web of support that you need in order for you to move forward in your life. YouthBuild Charter School partners with nonprofits in their communities to be an educational partner with them to provide not only a high school education, but other supportive services, specifically leadership training for young people. We also support those same nonprofit organizations with them having to do workforce training for young people as well. With our partnership, YouthBuild Charter School and that nonprofit, what we hope to do is work with the young people that we serve to be able to have them grow in the aspects that they weren't able to do in a traditional school. Our hope is always that through the trainings, through the education, through these different opportunities that we provide, that they will be able to not only finish with their high school diploma, but other forms of certification that they can use for placement and for other opportunities that arise as they are completing their education and even after. Our hope always with YouthBuild Charter School is that we stay connected with them for opportunities that might arise later on, whether it's a trade union connection, some form of college opportunity, maybe even an employment opportunity, because YouthBuild Charter School really works that to bring back some of those young people that have succeeded in our programs, to be that another level of support for the young people that are currently in the YouthBuild program. YouthBuild Charter School is part of a larger movement. It's part of the YouthBuild Global movement, which is not only here in the United States, but throughout other parts of the world. And our hope is always that we give up young people these opportunities for them to become the future leaders of our communities. They have already had so many experiences in their life that our hope is that we build them up to be leaders for their communities, for their families, but also leaders for our society. We always hope that in the time that they're with us, they're able to build up these skill sets and be able to give back to the community the same way that we have given back to them through our education and our nonprofit work. As a teacher for YouthBuild Charter School, one of the things that we really work on is supporting young people where they're at, one-on-one. We know that in a traditional school model, you have 40, 50 young people that you're working with. Here, for YouthBuild Charter School, we have classes that range from 5 young people to 15 young people at max, because we understand that many of our young people have had the experiences where they're left behind, where there's not enough time to support them and give them that guidance and give them that support that they need in order for them to move forward and succeed. One of the beautiful things with project-based learning is that you're working with the young people to build up those skill sets, not only in the content that they learn, but also in the ability for them to be able to complete that coursework, to complete that project. We see that learning is a process. It's a growth that they go through as they complete tasks and build up these different skills that they need in order for them to complete these projects. One of the beautiful things with working with young people at YouthBuild Charter School is that you get to see their growth, their individual growth, and not have to necessarily base grading on everybody's the same. You're meeting them where they're at and understanding that they are growing, and that maybe they don't pass your class the first time, but maybe they'll pass it the second time, or they'll figure out something new from another one of the classes that you teach them, and they will come back and see this class as, wow, I have already learned much more than I had to, or that I have ever learned before. And that's the beautiful thing about YouthBuild Charter School, that we work with the young people where they're at and grow them into that potential that we see, with the hope that by the time that they complete their high school education with us, is that they have not only learned academically, but also have learned personally that they can achieve much more than what was ever expected of them. As my role as assistant principal for YouthBuild Charter School of California, I am a part of the system of support. I am overseeing curriculum and CTE and working with different programs in regards to policy and leadership. But ultimately, at YouthBuild Charter School, we are a system of support. We understand that young people and even staff can fall through the cracks. And so ultimately, our goal is to really create these systems of support so no one is left behind, no one falls through the cracks, and no one feels like they're alone in this work. It is hard work. It is a lot of dedication, but ultimately, by building a system of support and by building up these ways of having each other's back and being there for each other and giving that guidance and giving that support and giving that coaching and giving all these different things, our hope is that as a YouthBuild Charter School network, that we can help young people, whether they are down in San Diego or up in Fresno, whether they are in San Bernardino or Antelope Valley, wherever they are at, we will work with them. And our teachers and our staff and our nonprofit partners will do the same, because ultimately, once in YouthBuild, always in YouthBuild.